SolidWorks Enterprise PDM is a product data management software solution based on proven technology that can be deployed in a fraction of the time required by other enterprise PDM systems. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM helps organizations manage and share product data more effectively and automate document workflows to allow better collaboration from engineering to the shop floor, resulting in better products, lower costs, and faster time to market. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM is the only product data management solution entirely integrated within Windows Explorer. If you know how to use Windows Explorer, you know how to use SolidWorks Enterprise PDM. Simply navigate your directory structure to your preferred location for the vault. Select the folder with the blue icon, enter your password, and you're in. It's as simple as that. With no complex client software to learn, users become proficient in a matter of minutes. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM gives you the flexibility to set the structure of the vault to be how you want it to be. In this case, a folder for each department in the organization. All data in the vault is secure. Each user is granted access permissions only to the data that concerns them, ensuring confidential documents stay confidential. Passwords can be set using Active Directory, so user administration couldn't be easier. Any type of document may be controlled, each with its own specific data card detailing the exact information you require. Word, PowerPoint, Excel and PDF documents are easily managed. With an integrated preview window, capable of displaying over 250 different file formats, information can be viewed instantaneously, saving time and effort in locating the documents you require. For the engineers, we have the vault structured by product or by project. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM takes care of the complex associations between multiple documents, such as parts, assemblies, and drawings, automatically. The eDrawings preview provides a powerful way to visualize the 3D design to those users without access to SolidWorks. The data card extracts the custom properties directly from the SolidWorks file, so there is no need to duplicate information. The bill of materials is accurate and up to date, showing the state of all parts of the assembly at a specific revision or configuration, and the way used information is available immediately without performing any special search commands. All the necessary information about the product selected is immediately available and always up to date, regardless of whether the designs were made in your office here or in one of your offices on the other side of the world. A drawing created by another user in another location is instantly available for printing, for those with permissions to do so. Let's take a look at how we save files into the secure vault area using SolidWorks. Simply saving the file and navigating to the vault, we see that the Windows Explorer integration extends to all Windows file browser dialogues. What does this mean? Any software that uses the Windows Save As dialog, which is virtually all commercially available software for Windows, can save files into the vault without any special client software, making it very transparent and extremely easy to use. The integration also extends to the task pane inside SolidWorks. All the necessary information about the drawing can be viewed here. Who has the drawing checked out? Are we working on the latest version? And so on. Once we are happy with all the changes made to the drawing, we can check it into the vault. This makes the drawing available to other users and also stores a version of the drawing which may be referred back to at any time. Now we are ready to send this drawing for approval. A simple click on the Change State icon shows the available choices. We are asking for this document to be approved, so we'll enter some comments and send it on its way. The workflow set up for this type of document will route the document to the right people and notify them of what actions are required. We now see that the drawing has moved from work in progress to pending approval. To simulate how this might work in a design environment, let's log out of the Vault and log back in as the manager who approves the drawings for this project. Immediately, the manager gets a notification that has automatically been generated by the workflow when the drawing was submitted for approval by the engineer. Notifications can be sent directly to the user's email client or to the dedicated inbox provided. Most organisations choose to use the built-in notification system, as this keeps these notifications separate and not locked away in an individual's email account. These notifications give links directly to the required information, so there's no need to browse or search for it separately. However, with many documents to approve, the manager may choose to use the powerful search tool within SolidWorks Enterprise PDM. Any information which is stored with the document can be searched. For example, you may wish to look for all components which have been purchased from a particular vendor, all files which are checked out by a particular user, or all files pending approval. Frequently used search criteria can be saved and recalled instantly. Here we see we are only searching for drawing files which are pending approval, and the search result gives us some SolidWorks drawings and some DWG files. To perform an action on a file within Windows Explorer, a user would expect to press the right mouse button. The same applies in SolidWorks Enterprise PDM, making the interface intuitive and easy to learn. Any extra commands relevant to the selected files are displayed in this menu, so we can easily change this document to approved right here from within the search results. Notice the drawing watermark has been removed and the title block has been filled in with the correct information such as who approved it and when, and what the current revision is. All this information was automatically filled out by the workflow. The approval process has also been configured to create an e-drawing or a PDF of the document and place it in a location available to manufacturing, suppliers, or the ERP system. An e-drawing is similar to a PDF, but specially designed for easy communication and reviewing of engineering drawings. All the data about the drawing is stored in the file data card, and its link back to the original drawing and parts can be easily traced. To collaborate with remote workers, customers and suppliers, SolidWorks Enterprise PDM also has two types of web client, one which enables the check-in and check-out of documents, and another for viewing only. These may be logged into over a VPN connection or with a web server configured with the Secure Sockets Layer protocol for added data security. Logging into a web client will only display the folders relevant to that user. For example, as a supplier, I may only have access to a handful of drawings, with full access to the properties of the file as well as the drawing itself using the eDrawings viewer. Now that we have a new yoke design that we wish to incorporate in an existing miter saw assembly, an engineering change order must be created to document such a drastic change to an already approved design. Since this assembly is already approved, the only available action is to create an ECN or engineering change note. This workflow step is configured to use Excel as the preferred method to document an ECN. but with an embedded e-drawing to make it interactive and easier to visualize. This part is now obsolete, so we wish to add a note on the 3D model and the reasons why and the actions to be taken in the comments section on the left. Checking in the ECN places it in its own workflow. It must then go through its own approval process before the change may be accepted and the necessary work carried out. By changing the ECN to approved, the affected documents are also up-issued and set to a work in progress state. Before we make the changes to the assembly, we'll also make sure that the replaced component is taken out of circulation so that it is not used in subsequent designs, but we see that the only available action is to create an ECN. Let's go ahead and change that live. So far we have seen demonstrated the power and flexibility of workflows in SolidWorks Enterprise PDM. Let's take a look at these in more detail to see just how easy they are to create and modify. The ECN document we just checked in follows this simple workflow containing just 3 states with some simple transitions between them. E-drawings and PDFs follow this workflow, and Microsoft Office documents follow this one. Workflows may be as simple or as complex as your business requires. This workflow example shows how a parallel approval process may be implemented where a document must be approved by at least 2 people. Some PDM systems restrict workflows to a handful of states and transitions between them, which initially is adequate for some users, but as your business grows, your data management requirements grow with it. Here is an example of a workflow which models exactly the requirements of a particular engineering department where documents move from a work in progress state to pending approval to approved. Some components, however, need to be verified with SolidWorks simulation to ensure they are fit for purpose and do not fail in service. These have been given their own route through the workflow, such that a document cannot be approved unless it has first passed the design verification stage. A further process for controlling change with ECN documents completes the life cycle of a document within this workflow. Without this level of detail, it is not possible to effectively control and manage the data within your business. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM provides you with the power and flexibility to do whatever you need. To prove how easy it is to configure a workflow, let's add a new state called obsolete, with an appropriate recycle bin icon, and link it to the approved state. This transition provides the route between the 2 states with permissions only for certain users. Only the management team have been granted permission to move a document into this new state, whilst the engineers get read-only access. Finally, we want to make sure that everybody in the team is notified about a part which is now obsolete. Changes to a vault may be tested offline, but once approved, these changes are immediately available to all users without any updating of client software. In traditional PDM systems, implementations of this complexity may take months if not years to complete, and if subsequent changes are needed, this just adds extra time and cost at your expense. An implementation of SolidWorks Enterprise PDM can be completed in a matter of days due to the fact that most business requirements can be met straight out of the box with minimal configuration. Now we see this part as two options available, so we will go ahead and make it obsolete. Okay, so my work as the manager is done, so I'll log back in as the engineer. Immediately we get 3 new notifications. The first saying my drawing is awesome, that's nice. The second notification says that we need to make some changes to the assembly, so let's go ahead and open the assembly in SolidWorks directly from the link in the notification. As we're going to make some modifications to this assembly, we must first check it out from the vault. So while that's loading, let's take a look at that third notification, which is just letting me know that the part is obsolete. And with the links inside the notification, we have links to all the information we need. We've already seen how powerful and easy to use SolidWorks is. Here is just another example of how we can make a big design change with minimal effort. The new replacement component can be easily found in the vault and swapped out. Checking the assembly back into the vault will make a new version with a new bill of materials. It also warns us if a document needs updating. The latest version of the assembly with an up-to-date bill of materials can be viewed directly within the Explorer interface. Other non-CAD documents can also be added to the bill of materials just by copying and pasting it onto the assembly document. This allows for a full and complete bill of materials for your complete product, from individual piece parts to user manuals and product packaging. Each user requiring a bill of materials can get a different view of it to simplify the information available. For example, purchasing may only be interested in raw material quantities and bought-in items, whereas manufacturing may only be interested in machine components. Adding extra line items necessary for each discipline enables you to create a full product definition. To check for differences between versions of a product or different bills of materials, SolidWorks Enterprise PDM gives you a nicely formatted tool where new parts are highlighted in green and removed parts in pink. The changes to the assembly are complete, so I'll submit it back for approval and move on to the next job. To create a new project structure, SolidWorks Enterprise PDM enables you to create standard templates for projects and documents to ensure all users adhere to company standards, easily accessed again from the right mouse button menu. Creating a new project prompts for all the relevant information such as a name for the project, the project number, which is filled out automatically, the category of the product, which in turn determines the available subtypes, the location the design is being carried out, and the end customer name. For rapid implementation, these templates and data cards are built using a visual drag and drop environment, the lists being generated by SolidWorks Enterprise PDM or by your ERP system. The project template builds a standard set of directories ready for use. Document templates allow the creation of empty documents in advance to create virtual product structures. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM also allows the creation of a virtual document, which may act as a placeholder for a document yet to be created and replaced at a later time with the actual document. The file data card is of the correct document type, including a reserved serial number, and all the necessary information may be filled out at this time. Integration with an existing ERP or MRP system can be done by either direct SQL query or by exchanging XML data. To simulate importing lists and notifications from an ERP system, we will just manually copy these files into the designated folder that SolidWorks Enterprise PDM looks in periodically. After a few moments, the files are processed and a notification appears letting us know that the approved vendor list has been updated. As with all changes to the vault, the list is updated immediately. Finally, with scheduled or on-demand replication, we can be assured that the data we are viewing is the latest, no matter where that data was created. For extremely fast performance when retrieving data, all data created locally is stored on the local server and only copied to a remote server if the data is needed immediately or when network traffic is at a minimum, for example overnight. For auditing purposes, compliance with industry regulations, or to get information on previous product configurations, SolidWorks Enterprise PDM tracks and records every event at every version of every file. Previous designs may be recalled simply by selecting the version of interest. All component versions used at that particular version of the assembly are retrieved and ready to use. To remain competitive in today's global environment, companies must increasingly rely on partners around the world to participate in the product design and manufacturing process. In order to reduce communication and production errors, it is essential that the right person has the right data at the right time. Data is secure, processes are automated, and the tools for both administrator and end user are quick to implement, simple to learn, and easy to use. SolidWorks Enterprise PDM addresses all of your critical business requirements.